What's up, y'all? It's Wraith, otherwise known as Mitch, with Dismantling the Box. I just wanted to come back for a second here. I've rewatched the debates again, just to get more, see if I could get more out of it. And though I still do not approve of the way Trump handled that situation, I will say that I noticed a few things that kind of got under my skin that, like I mentioned earlier, almost all the questions that he got were completely fucking loaded. And the fact that they're still demanding that he disavow white supremacists when, like, okay, let's get something straight. Number one, Trump has many times. Go look it up. There's clips online where you can see the man said that he thinks that anybody racist, white supremacist, KKK, he called out all kinds of groups and said they were vile and disgusting. Okay, so this has happened. I noticed that the only group that Joe Biden was worried about was the Proud Boys. And why is it that he worried about the Proud Boys? Well, here's the thing. The only group that's been willing to challenge Antifa so far in these major cities like Portland and other places has been the Proud Boys. Antifa is destroying the country. And Trump had every right to tell Biden to disavow them, which he did not. In fact, Biden won't even admit that they're real. Still, Trump was double-teamed last night, very much so. The moderator was extremely biased towards not giving Biden near as hard a time as he did Trump. That was plain to see. It was like Trump had to debate two fucking people, both of which were going with headlines from New York Times and CNN. It was a really sad state of affairs. But nonetheless, reviewing it for a second time now that just the overall obscenity of the whole fucking thing got past me, I will say, no matter which way you look at it, Trump technically came out on top in those debates. Biden didn't come up with a coherent plan at all. He did a lot of misdirection. He did a lot of saying that Trump has no plan, but at the same time, it seems like for a man with no plan, Trump has done a lot for this country over the past few years. So, not going to say I'm impressed with that debate, period. This is a very short video, but I just do want to come on here and saying, as of watching it a second time and just going through the topics that were presented and the way they were addressed, Trump basically had to deal with a bunch of mainstream talkhead bullshit from both sides, and Biden was just as unprofessional about the way that debate was held. But I'm real kind of stuck on this whole Proud Boys Antifa thing, because that jackass moderator was bringing up the whole Proud Boys situation, or white supremacist, because they've got to be white supremacist if they oppose Antifa in any shape, form, or fashion, or Black Lives Matter, or any other group for that matter. He threw in militias, which are constitutionally protected. Why is it that that's become a big talking point lately, that the militias are evil white supremacist groups too now? There's a lot of blacks and Mexicans and Asians. Anybody that's an American citizen has the right to join a militia. Y'all do understand this, right? Right? Do we understand this, Chris? Militias are not terrorist organizations. They're not racial organizations by any means necessary. It's people that feel like their government's not taking care of them anymore, and they want to be ready to protect themselves should the government overstep its boundaries. That's what a militia is. Stop trying to lump them in with hate groups. That was still a horrible debate, no matter which way you slice it, but the reality is, Trump was not completely in the wrong on that. And giving that man loaded questions like y'all did with the whole white supremacy thing, where you also tried to slick throw in militias and everything else that way, There's no way he can give you a straight answer to that question because you made sure that the question itself wasn't straight. You tried to attack constitutionally allowed organizations like militias and with hate groups, which, no, it's not going to work. And how come y'all are still saying that Antifa is not an actual group at this point? Y'all need to stop doing that shit. It really makes any point that y'all were trying to make Trump look bad on just mute. Because Antifa is a real big fucking problem. End of story. But anyway, like I said, I just wanted to give y'all a little bit more of my take. Sorry about whatever's going on with my camera. Everything's real grainy and shit. I don't know, maybe this phone's going out. But either way, you know, just like I said, I had to watch that shit again. And the more I watch it, the more I can understand why Trump was being as boisterous as he was. Number one, the man's a celebrity, a WWE star, he's got where he is by being in people's faces. But number two, when you have a moderator that doesn't even let you go your full time to answer questions half the time, like, no, it's not going to work out well. Anyway, that's my secondary thoughts, having watched it a second time and just observed the fact that there was nobody giving Trump any kind of leeway up there on that stage, but fucking, you know, Biden was allowed to tiptoe through the tulips. Anyway, peace out. We'll see y'all later.